Hi friends, today let's look at how to write emails. As youngsters, you write emails all the time. However, please remember, once you finish your education and you move on to the industry, you're not just going to be writing personal emails. You will also write business emails. Now, when you open up your mailbox, this is what your mailbox looks like. What we would do today is, let's go into every aspect of this mailbox and then see how to use it most effectively. The first area that we look into is the sidebar. It usually, in all mails, appears on the left. It shows you your different folders, it shows you your address book, and it also shows you the calendar. Now, when you want to write an email, you have an option which says Write Mail. Besides that, there are different folders and you can create folders of your own to ensure that whenever a mail comes to you, it instead of dropping amongst many mails into the inbox, it goes to a folder which you have designed specifically for that purpose. So we have the inbox, we have the sent box, we have the junk box, the trash can, and of course a folder in which you can save your drafts. Drafts are mails that you have written but you have not sent. You would like to edit the mail before sending. So sometimes when you have paucity of time, you may quickly want to pen down a few points and write it down and save your mail without sending it. You have the option, as you can see here, a plus sign with folders. This is an option that allows you to create more folders. The next option that we have here is the address book. As you write to people or as people write to you, the software and the web page saves those addresses. Without you having to retype the address, you can simply go to the address book, or in most cases, the moment you key in the first 2-3 letters of the name, the address immediately pops up. The last one we have here is the calendar. All mailboxes come with the calendar. You can schedule meetings here, you can save important dates here. It's a very, very useful tool. Let's look at the rest of the mailbox. Once we are done with the left-hand sidebar, let's concentrate on the main text pane. If you see, we have the option of bolding, putting in italics, doing an underline, changing the font, selecting the size. We can cut, copy, paste. We can undo or redo the typing. We can add numbering. We can do bulleting. We can do a lot of such work. Now, at the top, we have these three areas, the to, CC, and BCC. What is the to? The to is where you would write the recipient's address, whoever you are addressing the mail to. In the event that you're addressing the mail to more than one person, you can always add all those addresses here. The CC basically refers to copy circulated, which means the email will reach those addresses, but it is not earmarked for them. They are people who are simply being informed about the email having been sent. The third area is the BCC, or the blind copy circulated. The addresses that you place here will not be visible to anyone in the CC list or in the to list, but these people will also receive the mail. The next thing that we must focus on while writing an email is the subject. Like you write a subject in a letter, the subject in an email is also exceedingly important. It is a summary of the mail in very few words. Now, let's look at the text pane. This is where your text goes. As you write in any letter, in a formal format, the first thing you write is Dear and the name of the person. Address them as Sir, Ma'am, Mr. Sharma, or if it's a personal email, of course you can write Dear Kathy. You follow it with the body of the mail, a closing line, thanking you, yours faithfully, and your name/signature. Now, an email signature is something that you can pre-feed and allow your entire text pane each time that you open it to come with a prefabricated signature. This will remove the need for you to write your name again and again. You must keep in mind that the actual message that you write is written in a clear and concise manner. Don't forget to check the grammar and the spelling of your content. Check the message to include all the relevant details before you send the mail. Now let's look at a few elements of email etiquette. Why is email etiquette important? Email has become very prevalent in most people's lives, and many use it to cheaply and quickly communicate with friends, family, and co-workers. Although this technology is available to everyone and most people are accustomed to using email, people are still not very clear when it comes to understanding how an email functions in relationship to both their professional front as well as their personal fronts. We must interact with the printed word as though it has personality, and that personality makes positive and negative impressions on us. In spoken communication, we receive feedback, mostly immediately. You must remember that in written communication, the biggest disadvantage is that you may be misinterpreted by your reader. It is therefore crucial to follow basic rules to construct the appropriate email. The first important element is the general format. Many complain that writers take too much time to be personable. One way to remedy this and extend goodwill towards the reader is to add a salutation for each subject. Dear, hello, and hi are acceptable greetings. If the writer is communicating with someone about the same subject, for example, authorization for overtime, then it is considered acceptable to just begin the email with the first sentence. A number of experts feel that they have a wide range of opinions on how lengthy an email should be. Some say that it does not matter. Others say an email should be as long as the text box without scrolling. Both perspectives appear to be correct. In general, emails should be short and to the point. However, many companies are moving to paperless memos and other written transactions, therefore requiring that emails become longer. Time is a very important factor. It is considered rude not to respond to an email as soon as possible. Writers should strive to respond to emails as quickly as they would to a phone message, which tends to be immediately. If the email requires a longer message the writer is able to write at this given moment, it is considered proper etiquette to let the sender know that his message was received and that the writer is planning to respond as soon as time permits. Grammar and punctuation is very important. For the professional work world, it is imperative that writers use capitalization, grammar, and other traditional ways of writing to include neutral and to also include neutral fonts. Use the capitalization option only when it is appropriate. You must format your email for plain text rather than HTML. Not all emails are formatted to read HTML. It is best to send everything in plain text unless the writer knows for certain that the person receiving the email can decode his mail. We must use a font that has a professional or a neutral look.